This is going to be a complete Camellya guide going over everything you need but just under 5 minutes. As always, subscribe, let's get started. Camellya is going to be a Havoc main damage dealer who is meant to be played as a hyper carry. She mostly utilizes her basic attack damage to do massive damage to the enemy. Personally, I'm not a big fan of pulling for this character just because I find her a little too vulnerable. However, we all know that you're pulling for a completely different reason, so it's whatever. Camellya has two main attack forms. There's her basic form as well as her Blossom form, which you can enter by simply clicking the elemental skills. You'll know that you're in the Blossom form when your hair color is red. For the most part, you're only really going to be using her Blossom form. During her Blossom form, she's going to be in this like mid-air suspended state and she's going to do more damage, and for the most part, you're only really going to be attacking the enemy on the Blossom form. In either case, your combo is going to be 1, 2, 3 and then hold down your attack button. This applies to both her normal form as well as her Blossom form, and you can tell that you're doing it properly if you start seeing her doing the spinny attack. Camellya Forte Circuit work a little differently than the other characters. Normally, your Forte Circuit is a resource that you build up. However, for Camellya, it's going to be a resource that you consume to do more damage. You can fill up your Forte Circuit through two methods. The first one is going to be simply doing a intro, and the second method is by casting the enhanced resonance skills that appear when your concerto energy is full. Basically, usually the concerto energy determined when you get your outro ready. For Camellya's case, not only it do that, but it also gives you this empowered resonance skills that lets you do a bunch of damage and enter like an enhanced Blossom mode as well as gaining your full Forte Circuit. If you don't know what any of that means, it just means you do way more damage. Finally, Camellya Ultimate, the Liberation, it's just gonna do Havoc damage. It does really good AoE damage, and usually you just want to do this at the beginning of your rotation combo. Your full combo on Camellya is going to end up looking something like this. You're going to do a intro immediately into casting your ultimate, your Liberation, cast your skills to enter your Blossom form, and then attack 1, 2, 3, hold to do the spinny attack until your concerto energy is full. Then you'll notice that you get the enhanced resonance skills. You click your enhanced resonance skills to do this big explosion while keeping yourself in Blossom mode. Then you once again do the same combo, depleting your entire Forte Circuit meter, which finally at the end you just seal again to exit Blossom mode, doing a finishing attack, and then cast your Echo to swap cancel out of it. Make sure to manually click your skill again at the end of the combo to do your finishing attack, which exit Blossom mode, and then once again you can change that into your Echo cancel and swap out. Because the echo that we're going to be going for, which is going to be in the build section coming up, is going to be Dreamless. Speaking of the build section, the recommended weapon is going to be, obviously, you got her signature weapon, which is going to be the best for her. It increases your basic attack damage by a significant amount. Otherwise, you can go with the standard 5-star weapon, Emerald of Genesis, which is actually going to be slightly better than Chang'Li's signature weapon. If you don't have any of the 5-star sword, then you can go for the new 4-star sword available in the brand new Wedding Wave event, which is tailored suitable for Camellya. Echo-wise, highly recommended using Dreamless as your main DPS Echo. You can swap cancel at the end of your combo, very convenient. For your stats, the Echo set that we're going to be going for is of course going to be the 5-piece Echo set with your typical standard stats. So 4 cost is going to be your crit, and then 3 cost you can do either Havoc damage or attack. 1 cost is going to be just straight up attack percent. For a subset, prioritize either crit rate or crit damage, followed by attack percent or flat attack. For the skill priority wise, always grab the 2 inherent skill first whenever they're first available. Otherwise, I'll suggest leveling your skill first, followed by your Forte, followed by your Liberation. Most importantly being your skill as well as your Forte, and finally into your intro, which is a lot less important because the damage is not that great, and finally your basic attack can pretty much be omitted. For team comp, the recommended team comp to go for is going to be with Sanhe. Sanhe is just a really amazing character. She has a really fast rotation, very good energy generation, but most importantly her outro buff basic attack damage, which is pretty much everything Camellya wants. Camellya mostly do basic attack damage, and so Sanhe just having that is really good. Finally, of course, your last slot belongs to a healer, like as always, either Verena or Shorekeeper. Highly recommend using the Turtle Bell as your Shorekeeper or Verena Echo, because I find Camellya very vulnerable to taking damage, so having that extra defensive option Echo really helps. I personally highly recommend using Verena over Shorekeeper because of the available swap combo. Your combo here is to start with Sanhe EQ and then do a charge attack and immediately swap to Verena, do your basic Verena combo and swap back to Sanhe. Finally, for her sequence, I think her sequence 1 as well as sequence 2 are both really noticeable upgrades that are something worth considering to go for in the shop. Sequence 1 just give you 28% crit damage, is a really nice and easy crit damage increase, while sequence 2 basically give you a 120% multiplier for your enhanced resonance skills, which is the one that do a bunch of damage. This one is really good because her enhanced resonance skill is like a massive big AoE, so it's just really useful to burst down like the first wave of trash mob in like the tower or something. And then finally, the rest of the sequence are pretty optional. We're moving into the whale territory. Personally, I think the only really noticeable whale sequence is going to be sequence 6, where you get a replacement for your enhanced resonance skills. You get a super version of it that does like way more damage. Okay, there is your 5-minute Camellya guide. As always, subscribe. Do not ask why my hair is white now, unless you subscribe. Goodbye.